LuxOR is a unit that performs operational research within MSF, and we have dedicated an operational research training to climate, environment and health, or at least the thematic of that, because we see the impact of climate change in our projects, but we also see that the populations we work with are often more higher at risk for the impact of climate change. Hence it is important that MSF gets better in how we collect that evidence, how we analyze that evidence, and basically how we advocate on that evidence as well. And an operational research training can make our staff that work in our projects more capable of conducting research independently.
Normal disease in itself is horrible, with a 2 weeks, mortality knocking on the doors. But if we could find what causes normal and the things that we need to do to halt its progression, we'll be saving a lot of lives that people don't even know about.
I'm carrying out a research on the analysis of potential risk hazards associated with mining. I decided to do this research because I discovered that a lot of these activities which are taking place are being done with little or no knowledge at all by the miners.
I think that if we could find out why we have more cases at a time of the year, we could be well prepared, try to prevent or even halt maybe the progression of the disease. So that's more of where the idea came from. We are also trying to see if, due to climate change, there could be some climatic indicators that have been affected that could have caused the increase in these cases in this particular times.
My role is to accompany Metro throughout all the process, from the formulation of the research objectives, the writing up of the protocol, the best methodology to respond to these objectives, up until the end, which is the analysis of the data that he will collect. My role is also to support Metro in the formulation of the final recommendations. However, this is not the end of the research project, because this recommendation will hopefully increase the capacity or ameliorate the capacity of MSF in responding in these humanitarian scenarios.
More than the technical aspects that for sure they are there, I see really a lot of empowerment over time. In many occasions I feel that I just gave him the tool and he was able to look for the resources and self-teach himself.
LuxOR has been able to train, to provide support in terms of coming to Luxembourg and going to Côte d'Ivoire for intense sessions of operational research training, which is the best on the block.
I want to say LuxOR is really lifted up, especially myself. Of course, I had the knowledge of what is happening and also the problem which is existing, but I did not know how to do this professionally. It gave me methodologies on how to approach these kind of researches.
We struggle to really translate what does it mean operational adaptation for the missions, projects and regions. What does it practically mean to our field teams? And I think this training, it sheds some light on that. Very practical examples on what are the specific adaptations that we need to do in order to adapt to climate change and environmental degradation. I think also one of the other added values of this training is that also brought some of the topics where we see as movement level that we really need to have much more reflection. For example, everything that is related to community resilience. How far do we go? What does it practically mean to have real community engagement when we face climate change and environmental degradation, knowing that communities are the first responders, for example.